Hello guys, welcome back, and this time around we're going to talk about the Intellivision. Way back in July of 2013, it was announced a micro SD cartridge, established flash cartridge, or micro SD card enabled flash cartridge was heading to the Mattel Intellivision. Something that doesn't get a lot of love when you talk about this kind of stuff. Well, basically, a little over years gone by, and they finally have shown off the newly named Hive cartridge. Now, basically, was it GroovyBee made the announcement on Atari Age that the first batch of these cartridges are now available. Now, these are early pre-production runs, so they are limited to only 20 units being made, which again will have everything that the featured ones will have, except they don't have a box. Now, they're arriving at $75 per cartridge. And here's what you're going to get with the features and specifications. This is a lot of really cool stuff in this cartridge for people wondering why should I get this if I love the Intellivision. First of all, there's no DRM. And because it's micro SD based, in other words, it'll work with Windows, Linux, or Mac. So that won't be an issue. It's based on the B3 card technology. So it has the latest technology. It has support for the .bin, .cfg, .int, and .rom. So if you like any of those versions of the ROMs, then you're good to go. You can play with them. Legacy games and prototypes do not need this .cfg because they're auto-identified, so you don't have that hassle if that's something you're worried about. Usually you don't know that until you load it. Most people don't pay attention to that, and then when they load it, they find out later that it doesn't work. Support for long file names and folders, so that won't be an issue for you. 512K on board flash for game saves, which is very important if you want to save your game. Provides hardware acceleration features for new homebrew games, so that you'll not only get to play obviously original games, but obviously whatever homebrew games people make out there, you'll be able to play on this, so you won't have to worry about that working. And it's upgradable by the user, which I think for some people this is very important, because some people want to do upgrades on their own. Some people just download originally and never do mess with it again. Other people like to upgrade, so that's good for them. And of course, it has a load save menu, BIOS configuration settings. So you're getting a lot of features in this card. You're not just getting, here load a ROM and it works. Here load a ROM, hope it works. There's a lot of work put into this card. So if you love the Mattel Intellivision, this is definitely something for you. It's funny how you think, when you see of all the consoles that got flash SD cards, you'd think there's not one out there that doesn't have one. But if the Intellivision does have one, there aren't very few out there as far as I know. So if you want a flash cartridge to play your Intellivision game, then this one may work for you. Again, I know if you talk price, $75 per cartridge is a lot of money for people. But it's really, when you boil it down, it's basically $15 before tax, more than buying a brand new game on a new console. So if you're a person who loves the Intellivision and you want every Intellivision at your fingertip game at all times, this is definitely an alternative for you. It's not like I've seen some cards up to $150 in certain places. This is a I wouldn't call it a affordable, reasonable price, but it's a moderate price for most people. It's probably in that medium where it's not too expensive for some and not too cheap to make other people think it's not that great. But what do you think about this Hive cartridge Flash SD coming out for the Mattel Intellivision? Would you be interested in getting this card, or are you just not interested, or is it the price? Because my question for people who always look at this kind of stuff, when it comes to this stuff, like this flash card, is it the price that drives you off, or is it the features? I mean, for me personally, it is price is a big part of it. I mean, let's be honest here. If it's like $100, to me, it's hard for me to say, oh, I want $100 for that, when I could just get the system and games. Especially in most cases, the ones I'm looking at, I already have the system for anyway. Or sometimes for me, it is the features. Like sometimes they'll make a cartridge for a reasonable price, but it just don't have all the features that I want in it. Anyway, so what do you guys think of this cartridge? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Like always, love to hear your guys' thoughts, and I'll make another video soon.